Imagine holding a coin so common that millions pass through hands every day, yet so historic that some versions are worth thousands of dollars. A coin that has witnessed world wars, economic crashes, and the evolution of an entire nation. It's a tiny piece of metal, but it carries more than just a monetary value. It holds a story, a legacy, and a mystery that collectors and historians have been obsessed with for over a century. This is the story of the Lincoln cent, America's longest-running coin design, and one of the most collected coins in history. Most of us don't even glance at the pennies in our wallets. But have you ever stopped to truly examine a Lincoln cent? It's one of the most recognizable coins in the world. A small, round disc of copper, or, in more recent times, zinc plated with copper, measuring 19.05 millimeters in diameter and weighing just 3.11 grams in its original form. But behind this humble appearance lies a rich history of artistry, controversy, and even scandal. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909, marking the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the first American coin to feature the image of a real historical figure, breaking a long-standing tradition. Until then, U.S. coins primarily featured Lady Liberty, symbolizing freedom and democracy rather than individual leaders. But Theodore Roosevelt, the president at the time, had a vision. He believed U.S. coins should be more than just currency. They should be symbols of American greatness. And who better to honor than Abraham Lincoln, the man who preserved the nation during its darkest days? To bring this idea to life, Roosevelt enlisted Victor David Brenner, a talented sculptor known for his intricate work and deep admiration for Lincoln. Brenner's design for the penny was strikingly detailed. The obverse side of the coin, or the head side, featured a profile of Lincoln, showing his distinct facial features and thoughtful gaze. This was a groundbreaking moment in American numismatics, the first time a real person's likeness appeared on a circulating U.S. coin. The reverse side of the 1909 Lincoln cent, known as the tail side, was equally remarkable. Instead of the traditional eagle or shield seen on earlier coins, it featured two simple wheat stalks surrounding the words 1 cent and United States of America. This design quickly became known as the wheat penny. It was simple, elegant, and deeply symbolic, representing agricultural prosperity and the backbone of the American economy. When the Lincoln cent was released to the public on August 2nd, 1909, it caused an immediate sensation. People lined up at banks just to get their hands on the new penny. In major cities like New York and Chicago, demand was so high that some banks ran out within hours. It wasn't just a coin. It was a tribute to one of the most beloved presidents in American history. But controversy soon followed. Brenner, like many artists of his time, had placed his initials, VB, on the reverse of the coin, right at the bottom between the wheat stalks. This seemingly small detail sparked outrage. Some critics argued that the initials were too large and too prominent, making it look like Brenner was taking credit for the coin rather than simply designing it. The backlash was so intense that within months, the U.S. Mint decided to remove the initials entirely. This decision led to one of the most famous rarities in American coin collecting, the 1909 SVB Lincoln cent, minted in San Francisco. With only about 484,000 of these coins ever produced before the initials were removed, it remains one of the most sought-after pennies by collectors today, often selling for thousands of dollars. Despite this early controversy, the Lincoln cent became a staple of American currency. The wheat penny design remained in circulation for nearly 50 years, from 1909 to 1958. But by the mid-20th century, the U.S. Mint decided it was time for a change. In 1959, to mark the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, the reverse design of the penny was updated. The wheat stalks were replaced with a detailed depiction of the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. This new design was intended to further honor Lincoln's legacy and highlight one of the most iconic landmarks dedicated to him. The Lincoln Memorial penny remained in circulation for another 5 decades, making it one of the most familiar coin designs in American history. Throughout its history, the Lincoln cent has undergone multiple changes, not just in design but also in composition. Originally made of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. The coin saw a major shift during World War II. In 1943, due to a critical shortage of copper needed for military supplies, the U.S. Mint temporarily changed the composition of the penny to zinc-coated steel. These steel pennies looked noticeably different, with a shiny silver-like appearance. However, they quickly became problematic. The coins rusted easily, were often confused with dimes, and caused frustration among the public. After just 1 year, the mint reverted to the original copper-based composition in 1944. But the changes didn't stop there. In 1982, due to rising copper prices, the composition of the penny was permanently altered. The modern Lincoln cent is now primarily made of zinc, with only a thin copper coating. While this change helped reduce production costs, it also made the penny more prone to wear and tear over time. In 2009, to celebrate the bicentennial of Lincoln's birth and the centennial of the Lincoln cent itself, the U.S. Mint introduced 4 special commemorative reverse designs, each representing a different phase of Lincoln's life. These included his humble log cabin birthplace, his early years as a rail splitter, his time as a young lawyer in Illinois, and his presidency in Washington, D.C. Following the 2009 anniversary editions, the penny received another redesign in 2010. The reverse now features the Union Shield, a symbol of national unity and strength, replacing the Lincoln Memorial. This latest design continues to be in use today. The Lincoln cent has survived more than a century of change, controversy, and redesigns, yet it remains an enduring symbol of American history. Some rare versions, like the 1943 bronze penny and the 1955 double-die penny, have become legendary among collectors, selling for tens of thousands of dollars. But beyond its numismatic value, the Lincoln cent represents something greater. It tells the story of a nation's evolution from the industrial age to the modern era. It reflects changes in politics, economics, and even public sentiment. And perhaps most importantly, it serves as a lasting tribute to a man whose leadership helped shape the United States. Next time you find a penny on the ground or receive one as change, take a moment to look at it. It might just be an ordinary coin, or it might be a rare and valuable piece of history waiting to be discovered. Either way, it carries a legacy far beyond its face value, a legacy of honor, resilience, and the enduring spirit of Abraham Lincoln. Throughout the decades, the Lincoln cent has become more than just a piece of currency. It's a gateway into American history, a collector's treasure, and even a source of controversy. While billions of these pennies have been minted, a handful stand out as some of the most valuable and sought-after coins in the world. Imagine finding a penny in your pocket that's worth thousands or even millions of dollars. That's the kind of hidden treasure that has made the Lincoln cent legendary among collectors. Some of the rarest Lincoln cents owe their value to accidental minting errors. The 1943 bronze penny is one of the most famous examples. In 1943, all pennies were supposed to be made of zinc-coated steel to conserve copper for World War II. However, a small number, believed to be fewer than 20, were mistakenly struck in bronze. These rare pennies are now worth a fortune. In 2010, one of them sold for $1.7 million, making it one of the most expensive pennies ever. The discovery of these rare coins has led thousands of people to sift through their old change, hoping to find one of these accidental treasures. Another highly prized coin is the 1955 double-die penny. Due to a minting error, the lettering and date on this coin appears slightly doubled, making it one of the most famous error coins in U.S. history. Collectors are willing to pay thousands of dollars for a well-preserved example. It's a perfect reminder that even small mistakes can turn an ordinary object into a valuable piece of history. The 1969 double-die penny is another fascinating case. Like the 1955 version, this coin features noticeable doubling in the words liberty and in God we trust. However, its rarity makes it even more desirable. A single high-grade example can fetch over $35,000 at auction. For those lucky enough to find one, it's like winning the lottery. Beyond these famous errors, Certain Lincoln cents are valuable simply due to their low mintage numbers. The 1909 SVB penny, which was quickly modified to remove Victor David Brenner's initials, is a prime example. With only 484,000 of these coins ever produced, it remains one of the most sought-after Lincoln cents. Even a lower-grade version can sell for thousands, making it a dream find for any collector. The Lincoln cent story isn't just about rarity and value. It's also about its role in shaping public perception of U.S. currency. Over the years, the penny has been at the center of heated debates about whether it should continue to be minted. Some argue that producing pennies is an unnecessary expense for the U.S. government. With inflation, a single penny today has far less purchasing power than it did in 1909. Many believe that the cost of minting pennies, especially given the rising price of metal, outweighs their usefulness. The production cost of a penny has fluctuated, but in recent years, it has often been higher than its actual face value. In some cases, it has cost nearly 2 cents to produce a 1-cent coin. This has led to discussions about whether the U.S. should follow in the footsteps of countries like Canada, which officially phased out the penny in 2012. Yet, despite these arguments, the Lincoln cent has endured. One reason is its deep-rooted cultural significance. The penny isn't just a coin, it's a symbol of American history, a reminder of Lincoln's legacy, and a piece of nostalgia for many generations. The phrase, "a penny for your thoughts," and the superstition of picking up a lucky penny are part of everyday life. These small traditions keep the penny relevant, even in an increasingly digital world where physical currency is used less and less. Another reason for the penny's survival is strong public opposition to eliminating it. Polls have shown that many Americans, especially older generations, are reluctant to part with the penny. Some fear that its removal could lead to retailers rounding prices up, subtly increasing costs for consumers.